Hi everyone, Emily here with Emily's Craft and Crochet. I am sewing my squares together to make a nice large blanket. And I wanted to show you how I'm doing that. This was the Red Heart Granny Square yarn. I really like how they turned out and I really like that yarn. I did do a tutorial on how I sewed those together, so you could go check that out. But I wanted to show you how I'm doing my squares. So I'm taking my squares. I'm actually sewing a row of 10 together, and then I'm sewing them all together until my blanket is as big as I want it to be. So I'm taking my crochet squares and I'm putting them with the wrong sides together. Then I'm putting them up next to each other. In the corners, I did chain 3. So I'm going into that middle chain, and I'm going into that middle chain on the other square. I have the wrong sides together, and I'm tying a knot and another knot. And as I sew it together, I'm going to be burying this, but for this purpose, I'm not going to, so it doesn't get in the way. So what I'm doing is I'm going in, here's the front and then the back loop. I'm going into the back loop here. On the other side, I'm going underneath that first one. So when I sew them together, I'm sewing together the two middle parts, the two middle stitches. So here's my V, and I'm going in the back. Here's my V on the other portion, and I'm going in the very first strand. Oops, I pulled it up like I was burying it anyway. And I'm just going to do that all the way down. I do stop to look to make sure that it's going into the right stitch, because I want them to line up. Oops, the back, and then the first one on the other side. And I'm going to do that all the way down. It works up pretty fast. However, I am sewing almost 100 together. So this is going to be a very time-consuming process because I want to make sure it all comes together looking nicely. So once I sew 10 panels together long ways, then I will take it and sew it to my blanket. So far I have 3 of these panels sewed together. And then when I end it, I know that I'm always going to end in the middle of those 3 chains. And then I just run it under through twice. So I went around that one twice. I'm going to go into the same stitch once again. And I'm going to tie a knot. And then I like to take and tie another knot. And I'm going to push it up close to that so it doesn't, it can't become loose. And it just gives me a little bit of satisfaction that it's going to stay held in place. Now I'm just going to take my yarn through to the back side of my blanket, run it through a few stitches, I like to bring it to the corner here where you can see this is the back side. And I just run it through all of those, turn it around, came out here, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go around all the way around. It's buried. I don't believe it's going to come out. And now you can't see it at all. Cut it off. And this is how it looks on this side. I really like the way it looks. I like the little pattern here. Then when I take and I sew it all together, you can see how pretty it looks. So my little centerpieces here look really nice. That one's not as nice as the other one. Let's move up. There we go. They look really nice. I love the colors. And if you decided to do this with a different color, you don't have to join them together with white. This would have been pretty with a light yellow or another color. But I really like this blanket I'm working on. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Remember, you're awesome, and I'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye.